Okay, so the timeline for the Mario games goes like this. So the first game, chronologically, would be Donkey Kong, with Jumpman saving Pauline from Donkey Kong, which is present day Cranky Kong. And the following game is Jumpman trying to take Donkey Kong to the zoo, and then his son Donkey Kong Jr. is trying to rescue him, and he does. In the next game, Donkey Kong is in a greenhouse, and the owner named Stanley has to get him out of there. And then we don't see this character for a while, and we never see Stanley again. And then years later, in Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, Kamek and his minions try to kidnap Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, so that they don't cause trouble for the Koopa clan in the future. But they only successfully take a Baby Luigi from the store to deliver babies. And Baby Mario falls onto Yoshi's Island, and he meets the Yoshi clan, so the dinosaurs that help him, and they defeat, Kamek's minions and the Koopa troop, basically, and they save Baby Luigi. After that, the stork delivers Mario and Luigi to their wrong parents, and then Bowser and Kamek from the future travel back to this time period to try to take the 7 star children, so they can use the power that they have, because they have extraordinary power. That's why they're called the Star Children, and that includes Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Baby Bowser himself, Baby Donkey Kong, which is the son of Donkey Kong Jr., making him Donkey Kong the Third, Wario, and Yoshi, which hatches from an egg at the end of the game. After that, Mario and Luigi are delivered to their actual parents, which aren't specified, but I believe are probably Jumpman and Pauline, which was called Lady in the first Donkey Kong game. They may be the real parents, but no one knows for sure. And Mario and Luigi were probably raised in the Mushroom Kingdom, and then maybe lived in the Metro Kingdom, which is where the first Donkey Kong game took place. They might have lived there sometime in their young adulthood, but none of this has been, proven. The next game is Mario Bros, where Mario and Luigi are plumbers, and while they're in the sewers, they see creatures called shell creepers and sidesteppers, and also flies. And the shell creepers is probably just an early name for Koopa Troopas, and more enemies could have been there, but they were only shown in the game. I believe that this was Bowser, distracting them. So Mario and Luigi are down in the sewers, fighting off these pests invading. But then, while they're down there, Bowser and his troop swiftly kidnaps Princess Peach, and the Koopa troop takes over most of the Mushroom Kingdom, where Peach rules over. And so, once Mario and Luigi come out of the sewers and they hear the news that Peach has been kidnapped, they have to save her, and it's implied that there's a curse put over the land by Bowser's dark magic, and the only thing that can counteract it is Princess Peach's, good-hearted magic, which they're basically opposites. And the games that say Mario Brothers, this is just a side note, I think that even though you only play as one at a time, those are only because of graphical limitations, and that the brothers are actually side by side, and they're saving the princess together, and it's not only, you're playing as it's not like a one-person adventure, it's both of them. That's why the title is that. And the Lost Levels is not part of this timeline, because it just takes place in an alternate universe to Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario Bros. 2 for Americans. This, I believe, is canon, even though the events of the game take place in Mario's dream. The villain of the game very well could be a real entity, and at the end it shows Mario sleeping, so this could be real, and Mario actually had this dream. Afterwards, even though many people believe that Super Mario Bros. 3 is a stage play, I feel like that's just presentation of the game, and it might be because it was the third Mario game at the time, so it was a grand thing, and stage plays are grand. So the curtain and, exiting the end of the stage at the end, I feel like those don't prove that it was actually a play. Even though Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario Bros, says that, he confirmed it, as many people think. In the same interview, he also said that he is the mother of Bowser Jr. So I feel like, just because he said that, I don't feel like it makes it fact, because he could have just been acknowledging that, yeah, the presentation does make it seem like a stage play. Anyway, the events of Super Mario Bros. 3 are pretty grand compared to, the other Mario Bros. Games, and where Bowser introduces Boom Boom, and also the Koopalings, which are 7 adopted children of his, and there are other countries in the Mushroom World, which contains the Mushroom Kingdom, which Peach ruled over. In the first world of the game, it's called Grasslands, but I don't know. I feel like these are placeholder names for kingdoms, just to make things more simple. And no one knows if this is the Mushroom Kingdom, the first world is, or if it's an entirely separate kingdom, since there are more than just the Mushroom Kingdom. But anyway, the 7 out of 8 worlds in this game have human kings. So, other than in Yoshi's Island, which shows that humans also live in the Mushroom Kingdom with toads. So, Peach isn't the only human there. Super Mario Bros. 3 has human kings, like I said, so this proves it. And the king of the water land, he resembles Mario and Luigi a lot, which shows that we have the subspecies of humans, since there are many types of humans, who live in the Mushroom Kingdom, which Mario and Luigi are, proving that they're not from the real world, like some people believe, like Brooklyn or whatever. So they're not actual, real humans that just travel to another world. They were born here. And anyway, for the Koopalings in this game, the bosses, they have airships that Bowser has, and Mario and Luigi travel together to defeat the 7 Koopalings, which are, this is not the order in the game, but they are Larry, Roy, Wendy, Morty, Iggy, Ludwig. I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them. And so they're defeated in airships, and they have wands that they took from the kings, the 7 kings, so now 7 Koopalings. And also, I didn't mention this, but Mario Bros, the games that are in Super Mario All-Stars for the Super Nintendo, I'm calling these canon instead of the original ones because the graphics are better, and not really much else except for the fact that the backgrounds are more detailed, making it more of a, detailed Mario experience, making it more part of the world, and the less, 8-bit and more 16-bit. And, Mario and Luigi, they travel to the Dark Land, which is unspecified. It could be another kingdom in the Mushroom World, or it could be the Koopa Kingdom, which would not be there. It would be another place. I'll get to that later. Either way, Mario and Luigi stop Bowser once and for all at the time, and they take Peach back. So, almost immediately after this, Mario, Luigi, and Peach take a vacation on Dinosaur Land, which is a group of islands, and one of those islands being Yoshi's Island, where, they had an adventure as children, as newborns, basically. But almost soon after arriving, Bowser has actually decided to take revenge. He's sick and tired of losing. He wanted to take over the Mushroom Kingdom, where Mario and Luigi stopped. So he actually traveled there with his Koopa troop before they arrived, I believe, and set up castles and towers, and possibly recruited the dinosaurs on the island to be on his troop, or they could just be, obstacles for Mario and Luigi. Either way, their dinosaurs are all over the island, and also the Koopa troop. So Mario and Luigi, behind their back, Peach just goes missing because the Koopa troop takes her, and Bowser traps the Yoshis that are on the island, on Yoshi's Island, which is only one part of Dinosaur Land. He traps them in eggs, even though they aren't, newborns. They are trapped inside of eggs, so they can't escape. So Mario and Luigi go to find Peach in Dinosaur Land, and they come across a Yoshi egg, and they meet a Yoshi, which may or may not be the same Yoshi that was born at the end of Yoshi's Island DS, which is a Star Child, which is the 7th one that was born, but because there are multiple Yoshis in this game, and Mario and Luigi, with the help of the Yoshis, again, just like in their childhood, they travel throughout multiple lands. I forget the names, but they include, Vanilla Dome, Donut Plains, etc. There are multiple, different kinds of, weather. And they travel through. They actually have to fight the Koopalings again in towers, and they actually destroy them and save baby Yoshis along the way, just like they saved Toads in the original Mario game. Original Super Mario Bros. So they eventually make it to Bowser's final castle on the island, and I think it's called the Valley of Bowser, and have a climactic battle with Bowser, who is in a Koopa Clown car, which is kind of like a spherical helicopter, and they finally defeat him by throwing Mecha Koopas, which are like Koopa Troopas, but robotic, and they throw them up at Bowser. They hit him a few times, and they rescue Peach and have a celebration with the Yoshis, and presumably travel right back to the Mushroom Kingdom soon after. The next game, chronologically, will be Super Mario 64, but I've decided to place the retconned remake Super Mario 64 DS because it has a cooler story, in my opinion, it has more content, and it would make more sense to be placed here. Super Mario 64 DS starts with Princess Peach writing a letter to Mario because she has baked a cake for him, and he has to go to the castle and receive it, hang out with Princess Peach. And a cameraman named, a Lakitu cameraman, there's actually two of them, the Lakitu Bros, is present at the castle. I don't know if this is canon or not, but it might just be a way, to introduce players to camera system. But Mario emerges from the warpipe in front of Peach's castle, followed by Luigi and Wario, and they enter the castle, but don't come out for a while. And the Lakitu Bros, they let Yoshi, who is on top of Peach's castle. This Yoshi is presumably the Star Child, I would only assume. And Yoshi has to go into the castle, and he finds out that Bowser has actually taken Power Stars, which are the source of energy, and he has taken the princess again, and this time it's Mario, Luigi, and Wario, because they arrived there as well. And the Toads in the castle, there are only a few that you can meet, but they are presumably also, kidnapped, and cannot leave the castle. They're held hostage by Bowser and his crew. So Yoshi goes into the paintings in the castle, which are actually maybe powered by the Power Stars, I don't actually know. And there are actually worlds within the paintings. There are multiple, I forget the exact number. And the first one that you can go into is called Bob-omb Battlefield. And Bob-ombs are minions of Bowser, but there are pink ones there, and they are called Bob-omb Buddies, and they're very friendly. And then the black Bob-ombs blow up, and they're minions of Bowser, like I said. And the leader of them is called King Bob-omb. He has a mustache and a crown, and you have to fight him. And, work on the side of the Bob-omb Buddies. After receiving a number of Power Stars back, you can enter a door where there's a painting of Mario, and I think it's in Princess Peach's bedroom. It seems like it is. And so in this world, you have to fight Goomboss, which is a large Goomba granted this power by Bowser. And once Yoshi defeats him, he unlocks a key, and he can rescue Mario. And then Mario, has to presumably fight more bosses like King Bob-omb and Goomboss, which includes the Womp King, Wiggler, I-Rock, which are two hands that are found in a shifting sandland and the pyramid. And then within this haunted mansion, Mario fights King Boo, a big ghost, to unlock the key to Luigi. And so King Boo may or may not be promising revenge on Mario for doing this after being defeated. Either way, Mario saves Luigi from his, being held hostage in a door. And then Luigi has an ability to turn invisible. So there's a room in the castle that has a mirror, and only accessible within the mirror, there's a painting of Wario, the final bro that hasn't been saved yet. So Luigi only can enter this mirror and then enter the painting, that leads to this ice world where a big man, he's a spherical ball of ice named Chief Chili. He's similar to the bullies minions, which are like black spherical enemies that are tough, and also Goon Boss because he has a mustache and he's really proud of himself. So once Luigi defeats Chief Chili, he unlocks the key to unlock Wario. So once Wario's there, Yoshi, Mario, Luigi, and Wario can receive all of the stars from Bowser's and Bowser's forces to finally reach the third battle with Bowser. I didn't talk about the other two because they're simple and only Mario can fight him. Which also the third fight, only Mario can fight him too. So Mario fights Bowser one last time, which is this grand battle which can be easy depending on how skilled you are. And then Mario finally is able to fly back to in front of Peach's castle where he meets with Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario again. And using the combined power from the stars, they were able to summon Peach out of her. She's probably held hostage within the walls of the castle, which is unspecified. Either way, they're able to bring her back. And the day is saved. They presumably go into the castle to eat cake. And that was their story there. And sometime after this, Luigi is in his home, and he receives news that he has won a mansion, but he hasn't actually entered a competition or a contest to actually win a mansion. Either way, he lets Mario know to meet him at the location. But Mario gets there first and is kidnapped by King Boo. And Luigi comes there, and he sees that the mansion is haunted, and he's frightened by it. And he meets an old man who's a scientist called Professor Egad. And Professor Egad helps Luigi with different devices and different tips to help get rid of the ghosts. Some of the ghosts came from paintings, and some of them are actual boos, which are like living dead creatures, like King Boo. At the end of the game, Luigi has to defeat King Boo. That's actually gets inside of a giant Bowser suit to fight him and breathe fire. Either way, Luigi wins and gets Mario from being trapped inside of this painting that would keep him there forever. And the day is saved again by Luigi this time only. He saves his brother Mario. And the mansion actually falls apart, but all of the gold found by Luigi is used by Professor Egad to build a house in its place, which is very nice of him. After this, sometimes after the events of this, Mario and Peach, along with Toadsworth, who is an elderly toad and advisor to Peach, and he probably raised Peach. No one really knows for sure in this continuity. But either way, they go to this island called Isle Delfino, shaped like a dolphin, where piantas, which are different colorful creatures that have grass skirts and palm trees on their head, live, and also Nokis, who are shelled creatures that are pretty humanoid, also live there. It's always tropical here, always sunny, because of these things called shine sprites, which shine extremely bright, and they keep it a really nice tourist attraction. But Shadow Mario, as he's called, which is like a bluish, shadowy version of Mario, actually pollutes the island and puts goopy paint type stuff all over. And it's revealed that this is actually Bowser Jr., the son of Bowser. And he actually kidnaps Princess Peach because he thinks that she's his mother, which is, what she is. So Mario is framed for the crime because people, the eyewitnesses, just assume that Shadow Mario is in her. And he's not, so Mario sentenced to community service, and he actually has this device that was also built by Professor Egad, just like the paintbrush that Bowser Jr. uses to do Violet, by the way. Mario uses Flood to shoot water and clean up these things, all the, pollution. So he does that, and he gets the Shine Sprites back for the Isle Delfino to be bright and sunny again. He stops Bowser Jr. and Bowser, and the day is safe, and Bowser admits that Bowser Jr. isn't actually Peach's son, which he already knows, and Bowser Jr. wants to fight Mario again, even though he was wrong about Mario trying to kidnap Peach instead of the other way around. After this, they return back to the Mushroom Kingdom, where the events of New Super Mario Bros. Happen. Presumably, it's only, fair to assume this, due to the release date, and also the fact that P.D. Prawn, which is a boss in Super Mario Sunshine, reappears in this game. So, after his first chronological appearance, it's safe to assume that he came back here. Anyway, Bowser Jr. also makes a return. This is his second chronological appearance in this timeline, where he actually decides to take Peach again, presumably from Bowser's orders. So Mario has to travel through the Mushroom Kingdom again. What Canon number is this? 1, 2. I guess this is the third time in Canon that Mario does this. So New Super Mario Bros. He travels to the Mushroom Kingdom to save Peach again. And Luigi is also there. Forgot to leave this out, but this says Mario Bros in the title, making this an adventure where both of them are there, despite being a one-player game. So they go through all kinds of terrain again, just like Mario Bros 1 and 3. And they fight unique bosses again, just like in 64 and Sunshine, but it's a platformer this time, instead of, 3D. So they go through different worlds, and Bowser falls into lava, and he becomes Dry Bowser, which is, the undead version of him. Anyway, Mario and Luigi finally reach this lava place that Bowser has. We don't know if this is in the Mushroom World, or in Bowser's own separate kingdom. We don't know. Mario and Luigi face Dry Bowser, which is what, the skeleton Bowser is. But then Bowser Jr. puts the bones in a cauldron. He emerges a giant Bowser, using this magical power. They fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. one last time. They win. Peach's stage. Very simple story. This game is debatable. The next one, Super Princess Peach, it was not entirely developed by Nintendo, so I don't know if this is canon, but if it is, it would take place around here for similar reasons. P.D. Piranha, King Boo, and Gooper Blooper are some of the bosses that I remember that appear in this game, making it very possible to take place here. And this game, he plays Princess Peach because Bowser has actually kidnapped Mario and Luigi and a large number of kids. So Peach uses this umbrella character named Perry, who can speak and has many abilities. And this actually doesn't take place in the Mushroom Kingdom. It takes place on Vibe Island, which may or may not be, I think it's a magical place. Clearly, like most of these places are. Which is pretty close to the Mushroom Kingdom, I think. But I'm not entirely sure. Either way, Vibe Island has different worlds on it, where different bosses are fought. And Peach and Perry make their way to Bowser's Villa, where they have a final showdown. And I can't remember the exact end of this game, but the day is saying are saying that we should go back to normal. I've decided to place Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon right after this, because obviously it has to be after Luigi's Mansion, and I think that some time has passed since that, so it should go here. It could go anywhere else. I think I haven't played it, but I think I know the main gist of it, where Kingu has returned, and there are multiple different floors of this new mansion, and Professor Yab has to return to help Luigi out. And, the day is safe. You can go again. I've decided to put Mario Galaxy after this. Mario shows up for Star Festival, for Peach Inviting, and Bowser attacks with the UFO. Kidnaps Peach, obviously, and the castle, and Mario actually tries to go after him, but they go into space, and Namek shoots a magical blast at Mario, and he is gone for space. He's awakened by Luma on a different planet, which is a star creature. He meets Rosalina, who is a woman who is an ancestor of Peach, in my opinion, because she has a book of her childhood. Her mother actually looks like Princess Peach, so it is assumed that they very well could be family. Rosalina is said to be a princess, but a princess of what? We don't know. She can't be the princess of the universe, even though she protects the universe. So she could have just had the title from when she was a princess on Earth in the Mushroom Kingdom. So her mother must have been Queen. Rosalina was a princess, and then she left Earth. So, yeah. And then also Rosalina had a brother, which, passed on his genes, and eventually King Toadstool was part of that bloodline, and he gave birth to Peach, making it, the story that had him. Anyway, Mario Galaxy, Bowser trying to take over the universe for himself. Mario has to stop him with the help of Lumas, and he goes through all sorts of galaxies to get these stars. Again, the guidance of Rosalina. Mario has a final showdown with Bowser, and the entire universe seems to collapse into a black hole. But, as players, no one really knows what happened. The universe was not reborn. People think that the universe was reset, but I'm gonna believe it's the same universe, and that Mario remembers this entire adventure, and that Mario Galaxy 2 is not a canon game. It doesn't have as much story. If it were canon, it could have happened after here, and maybe Mario just didn't remember his previous adventure. But since it's so similar to the original, as in the Lost Levels was, in which the Lost Levels canonically is a different dimension than this, I'm gonna say Mario Galaxy 2 is a different dimension to this, and is not canon. I've decided to play Super Mario 3D Land directly after this, at least a little while after Mario Galaxy. I have not played it, but returning elements come back, and basically a storm blows the Tanuki leaves off of the leaf tree, which is outside of Princess Peach's castle, and the leaf tree is the source of it, as I said, and it has a Tanuki tail as part of the tree, and this is a major location in the Mushroom Kingdom, so it'll come back later. And, Bowser's army takes advantage of these leaves and powers up the Koopa Troop to have tails, like Tanukis. So Mario and Luigi have to go off and save. Actually, I'm not sure if this has Mario and Luigi working together, because they're mostly one-player games. But it could be just Mario, or it could be Mario and Luigi. I haven't played the game. So they obviously have to fight Bowser and take Peach back. And so, the day is saved. I will place New Super Mario Bros. 2 after this. I have played this game. I don't know the explanation for the coins, though. I don't know if it was explained in the game. But, however, I place it after Super Mario 3D Land for one reason, or for a couple reasons, actually. well, only one in correlation to Mario 3D Land, is the fact that there are Tanuki leaves all over, where you travel. And I think that could just be leftover from Mario 3D Land, which makes sense since a giant, kind of storm blew them all over the place. Also, I think there are a couple other things. I think New Super Mario Bros. 2 came out after Super Mario 3D Land, so that would also make sense. And the Koopalings, this would be their next chronological appearance since Super Mario World, even though it would be Super Mario World, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I haven't placed on this timeline yet. That is kind of confusing, but this does make sense according to the Tanuki Leaf's appearance in Mario 3D Land, and then Mario Bros. 2, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and then not most other games. Also, people seem to think that Super Mario 3D Land would take place before Super Mario Bros. 3. I think this is incorrect because Tanuki Leafs could exist in the Mushroom Kingdom and other kingdoms already, so they could just already be there. But the source is revealed in this game. It doesn't mean that this game has to be before it, if that makes sense. After Mario and Luigi fight the Koopalings for the first time since Mario World, they have to fight Bowser and possibly Dry Bowser. I think that's just a post-game thing, so I don't know if that's canon in this story after saving Peach, which it's pretty simple. These games can get repetitive, even though I think that it's cool to look at them in this timeline. That's why I'm making it. After this, I choose to put New Super Mario Bros. Wii after this. It could still make sense that the Koopalings, because it's a back-to-back. The absence could just be that Bowser was looking out for them after being defeated twice in a row, Mario Bros. 3, Mario World. So maybe he just didn't want to put them in danger for the in-between games. And Mario Sunshine and New Super Mario Bros. And also Galaxy. He had Bowser Jr. there to get experience, because he wasn't present during, other games. So New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Princess Peach's birthday. That's how it opens up. And 2 attendees, which are a yellow and blue toad, they are there. Just, pretty simple. So, the cake shows up, the giant cake, Koopalings pop out, take Peach. The birthday gifts, the propeller suit, and the penguin suit, and maybe also the ice flower, but those weren't, present in the cutscene, I don't think. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I have played this game, of course. They're fired out of a cannon by these toads that were at Peach's capital, so they're spread across the land. I don't know if the propeller mushroom is a naturally occurring thing. It could just be like a modified, technological-based item. Since it, has a propeller on it, which is a man-made thing, obviously. And then the penguin suit, similar to the frog suit, in a way. Also the Tanuki suit with, the full thing covering your body. That's a power-up. So these things are not uncommon, of course. Anyway, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. They fight the Koopalings again. They fight Kamek. They fight Bowser Jr. as bosses. And the worlds are very similar to one seen in Mario Bros. 3, which is in the Mushroom Kingdom, and also Mushroom World. The entire Mushroom World, actually. Different kingdoms seen in the Mushroom World. New Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. 2. Very similar locales. And I will chop up the hills with having different designs, and also the different backgrounds or different color changes as just being design things to not make everything be the same and to make every game feel unique. Also, different graphics for each game. That makes sense. And they're made by different people over different periods of time. So I think that they could all be the same worlds, like, maybe an ice world from Mario 2, Mario Bros. 2, Mario Bros. U, Mario Bros. Wii. Well, actually, not Mario Bros. U. I didn't mean to say that. Mario Bros. Wii, DS, and 2. They could all be the same, but like since they're on different consoles, they want to make things stand out. Since these games already feel pretty similar in the first place, they could all be the same world. That's what I'm trying to get out here. Anyway, they make it to the final world, which, like I said before, it's not specified if it takes place on Koopa's kingdom itself or in the Mushroom Kingdom as like a lava world. Also, Bowser could have, he definitely has his own kingdom, but he could also have other, bases set up in the lava land that may or may not exist in the Mushroom World as World 8 for the most part. Also referred to as the Dark Land in Mario Bros. 3, like I mentioned earlier. Either way, sorry if I'm being repetitive, Mario Bros. Wii ends, they go in hot air balloons, Mario, Luigi, Blue Toad, Yellow Toad after saving Peach, and Bowser and the Koopalings and Bowser Jr. What are they going to do next? Get revenge, which is why I believe that Mario Bros. U takes place maybe a couple months. I can't remember if it starts on Peach's birthday like the last game does. If it does start on her birthday, I'm going to say a year after it. But if it doesn't, if they're just having a celebration at the beginning cutscene, it could take place any amount of time after. The sooner the better. So the characters don't age, because, they look pretty similar in each iteration. Either way, this time, Bowser uses a mechanical arm, throws Mario, Luigi, and the Toads into the acorn tree, which is pretty similar, in my opinion, to the Tanuki, to the leaf tree, the tail tree. I don't know if I said it wrong when I was talking about Super Mario 3D Land. The tail tree, and then there's the acorn tree. The acorn, so two of these trees are the source of power-ups, which, is pretty cool for the Mushroom Kingdom. I will say that Acorn Plains and the rest of the worlds that are in New Super Mario Bros. U are part of the Mushroom Kingdom. No, actually. They may or may not be part of the Mushroom Kingdom. They could be in it, but also they could be separate, if that makes sense. Because they don't specify these things. Acorn Plains is the first world. It's where the acorn tree is located, which, grants you the power of a flying squirrel. So, this is pretty similar in where they have towers set up where you would fight bosses. But Boom Boom, who was also in Mario 3D Land, returns. I think I left that out. It was in Mario Bros. 3 as well. But it's a recurring boss, pretty high up in Bowser's troop. And Kamek is also fought on a regular basis, I think, unlike previous games. And the Koopalings clearly return as bosses fought in every world at least twice. Well, yeah, twice, I think. And pretty similar. I mean, the worlds in this game, unlike any of the other ones in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, they are named after foods. I don't have them listed right now. They are named after, edible things. So, after traveling through these terrains, which the world map is not canon, it could just represent the places they're going. It's not the actual way that these places look. So, yeah, the World 8 is not the Lava Land or Koopa's Kingdom. It is instead Peach's Castle in the outskirts of it, which instead of the previous games, it is filled with lava, presumably put there by Bowser, because I think they put a dark magic spell, and that can be implied. I'm not looking at any specific thing, I just have the game's timeline in front of me. So, they finally get back to Peach's Castle, and they fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. They win, have a celebration. I think that Super Mario 3 World has a it can be tricky if you think about it too hard, because it could be directly after Mario Galaxy, or Mario 3D World. But I'm putting it after New Super Mario Bros. U. It has Blue Toad in it, and it could be the first time they're seeing Rosalina since Mario Galaxy. That does make sense for me, for her to have an absence for a while. I haven't played this game. I'm pretty familiar with the story though. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Blue Toad, which may or may not be the same Blue Toad, New Super Mario, Wii U. But either way, they're celebrating something, and I don't know if it's the Star Festival. I know they're shooting stars and opening cutscenes. Anyway, a clear pipe comes out of the ground, which shows that Bowser actually was in it, and he has a glass jar with a Sprite in it, which is a different race. This is confusing to me. I've done a little bit of research, and I've not played the game. But the Sprite Kingdom is either a different planet that they access through the clear pipes, or it's an alternate dimension within the Mushroom Kingdom, so it's the Sprite Kingdom instead, because it's pretty similar looking to the Mushroom Kingdom. Either way, it's ruled by Sprites, which are these fairy-type creatures that Bowser kidnapped in order to take over their world, since, taking over the Mushroom Kingdom, taking over Yoshi's Island, taking over the galaxy, Mario stopped him. So he's trying to take over the the Sprite Kingdom, which, Mario and Luigi and Peach didn't know about, presumably. So they all travel there to where they actually have new power-ups within this land, which is either a different dimension or a planet, because this doesn't exist on the planet that the Mushroom Kingdom exists on. So, either way, it's pretty similar. So, they travel here. There's a space level where Rosalina is unlocked as a playable character that joins them. I believe this, within the story, this could just be them going into a space level. Rosalina, close proximity, she's in space. She helps them out. She joins them to stop Bowser this time, just like she sort of did in Mario Galaxy. Except for this time she's playable. They finally... Oh yeah, the power-ups I was talking about. There's the double cherry, there's the cat bell, there's the returning items. I don't know if I'm missing anything since I haven't played it. But they fight Bowser. Also, there are a bunch of unique bosses and enemies, of course. But I didn't name those from Mario Galaxy because I haven't gotten that far in the game at all. And I haven't played this one either, so I can't really name the bosses. But they do fight a lot of unique characters that I don't think show up again. But they do fight Boom Boom and Pom Pom, which Pom Pom is from Super Mario 3D Land, which is a female counterpart to Mundo. So they fight Bowser, who uses the Super Bell, which turns the character into a cat, which some of his minions use in this game, similarly to how he used the Super Leaps to enhance the Koopa Troop with Tanuki tails like last time. So they have the cat power-ups in this game. They fight Bowser, they win. There is a continuation of the story called Bowser's Fury, but that has yet to release. But this should canonically just take place right after this, I think. Maybe they're called back into action, which I'll try to play this game as soon as possible. It comes out in a couple months. Luigi's Mansion 3, that is a somewhat recent game. It came out last year, I believe, 2019. I think I'm going to place it after Super Mario 3D World. I have not played this one, but Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, I don't actually know the story very well, but I'll tell it very simply. They go to a mansion similarly to last time. Professor Egad, I'm pretty sure he was tricked into going. But, King Boo has actually returned after his last defeat. Has taken over this, place called the Last Resort, which is a hotel. And he's taken Mario, Peach, and Toad. So this is different than other times, but only slightly. Professor Egad has created this thing called Luigi, which is its own entity from Luigi, but it's similar to Shadow Mario in a way that it's just entirely light green, slimy version of Luigi, used from ghost things, essence or whatever. And you have to stop the ghosts basic. I have a pretty basic understanding of this since I haven't played it. And, you know, since it's a Mario spin-off within the Mario franchise, I'm just gonna say King Boo was defeated at the end. Mario, Peach, Toad, saved. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I kind of debated this being canon at one point, because it could just be one of those puzzle games. Oh, it's not part of it. It could just be like a spin-off tie-in. The original release on the Wii U tied in heavily to Super Mario 3 World, since, you know, Captain Toad being a continuation of a character from Mario Galaxy, reappearing in Super Mario 3 World with his own little sections of the game where you platform. When they made their own game, I haven't played it, but I know that a lot of levels are based within the world of Super Mario 3D World and the Sprixie Kingdom. But that game, I believe it's no longer canon, since they have a Switch re-release where none of the ties to 3D World are in it. Instead, they are tied to Mario Odyssey and locations within that game. So I'll put it... Oh yeah, I left this out, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker would be right before the start of 3D World. So this game, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Switch, is right before Mario Odyssey. It's kind of... It doesn't set it up, but it takes place right before it. And Captain Toad and Captain Toadette, they solve puzzles, get treasure, you know, have to stop some enemies from Bowser's troop, but I don't think Bowser's in the game. It's just, you know, classic cartoony bad guys. After this, also, actually, I'm pretty sure Power Moons appear in this game, so it might be during the events of Mario Odyssey. What do I know? I haven't played it. I've played Mario Odyssey though, a while ago. I'm familiar with the game. It begins with Bowser taking Peach to marry him, which is different. Well, the first time this is happening within this universe, it's happened in the Paper Mario, which is a separate universe. Either way, Mario is unable to stop him from taking Peach, even though he's fighting on an airship. And Mario is knocked off of the airship, and he falls onto a new location, which is called the Cap Kingdom. And the specific place is Bonneton, where these ghost-like beings with hats on their heads reside. And it's a pretty gloomy black town. Anyway, Cappy, very cool name, saves Mario's life, I think. I'm pretty sure he has to save Mario from falling. Either way, he actually fuses himself with Mario's cap and gives Mario the ability to possess living beings and also certain non-living things. So they fight one of the Brutals. So the Brutals, thinking about the Koopas, who are like humanoid turtles, these are like humanoid rabbits in kind of like a scary way. So the Brutal kids, I don't know if they're kids, but they're like small-ish, maybe a little bigger than Mario, I think. They're comparable to the Koopalings, and then their leader, Madame Brood, which might be their mom or something, I don't know. So if she's Bowser, then they're the Koopalings. One of the Brutals, I think it's Topper, he wears a green hat, is fought in the Cap Kingdom, and after that, Cappy helps Mario possess a power line, and he goes to a nearby landmass that's shaped like a Triceratops skull, and it's called the Cascade Kingdom, Fossil Falls in specific. Mario and Cappy find this thing that's from Cappy's home world, and it's like a aircraft shaped like a hat, like a top hat in specific. And Mario actually has to fight Madame Brood, which has a golden chain chomp with her. Wait, I think so? Yeah. And Mario actually... Okay, so there's a T-Rex on this island. Pretty simple. It's a dinosaur land. It's not dinosaur land, it just has... It's a prehistoric themed place. But anyway, Madame Brood is fought. Mario gets power moons, which are similar to Shine Sprites and also Power Stars. So it powers up the Odyssey, which is what the top hat space aircraft is called. And Mario now goes to different kingdoms. I think the next one he goes to the Sand Kingdom. And he meets different races along the way. It's unclear if he's been to any of these places before. He probably has been to at least a couple. At least one, actually. Which I'll get to that in a minute. So, Mario and Cappy go on an adventure. And it also turned out that Cappy's sister, Tiara, is what Peach is wearing. And that was taken as well by Bowser. So, Mario and Cappy have something in common. They have to go fight Bowser and stop him and get Peach and Tiara back. So they go to different kingdoms, get these power moons to power the Odyssey, and it kind of seems counterproductive, except for the fact that they're getting these things like the wedding dress. I forget what they're collecting. They're collecting something else from these different kingdoms that they visit. One of the kingdoms, New Donk City, in the Metro. Actually, it's called Metro Kingdom, but the city is New Donk City. The mayor is Pauline, so my theory is that Pauline is the younger sister of Mario and Luigi. It's possible because the Pauline from Donkey Kong, who is Jumpman's girlfriend. The naming is weird here, but here's how I will explain it. Jumpman, that's not his name, it's Mario. His name is Mario. So him and Lady, as she was called, so that's Pauline. So Pauline is a kind of taller human, and Jumpman was probably originally from the Mushroom Kingdom, but then he went to the Metro Kingdom. They had children. They had twin boys, Mario and Luigi. Mario is Mario Jr., if I'm correct, but they're not going to call him that, because nobody really knows his dad is also named Mario. And then, he has a twin brother, Luigi. After this, Pauline, for some reason they would name their daughter also Pauline, but that's neither here or there. But anyway, so Mario and Luigi have a sister. Mario and Luigi, like their dad, they have a big nose, they wear caps like him, they have mustaches. Similar enough. And then Pauline grows up to be a taller human. She does not have similar facial features or anything. She's not short, she's tall. That's my idea. Anyway, she's the mayor of New Donk City. Mario goes on this quest. He goes there, he goes to other places, he fights bosses. The Broodals, other things, other Bowser minions. He fights Bowser along the way a couple times too. Mario and Cappy, they go in the Odyssey. They finally reach Bowser's Kingdom. I think that the Koopa Kingdom is grand enough to feature different types of, land. So this one is just a very large castle that Mario and Cappy have to make their way through. And they almost save Peach, but then Bowser goes to the moon to have his wedding there. So it's almost as if Bowser was kind of just tricking Mario the whole time. However, the Odyssey, when it collects enough power moons, it can actually go into space. So Mario and Cappy go into space and they chase Bowser there. They see this cathedral on the moon and they have to make their way to it. They have other challenges along the way. This is very simple. I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. They make their way to the cathedral, where Bowser has actually forced characters that Mario has met along the way, and Pauline, who may or may not be Mario and Luigi's sister. He has forced them all to attend the wedding. For some reason, the Koopalings or Bowser Jr. are not there, but that's maybe for their safety to not take them to space, because Bowser cares about these kids, so they're probably just back on Earth. Either way, Bowser trying to marry Peach. He didn't think that Mario would actually make it to the moon. I'm just assuming. But however, Mario would do anything to save Peach. Mario and Bowser fall through the... Well, Mario survives this fall, and then Bowser has to fight Mario. And since they're on the moon, underground, the ground starts to crack, and they fall into this lava place. Mario has to possess Bowser to save all of them. To save Bowser, Peach, and Mario. Yeah, anyway. So, with the help of Cabby, they all make it out to the surface of the moon again. So, Peach and Tiara are saved by Mario and Cabby. And Bowser, who's trying to marry Peach, makes one last desperate attempt to win Peach over. It doesn't work. Mario is also there. They're kind of competing for Peach, and Peach is over. She's been kidnapped. Mario's just saved her. So she goes into the Odyssey, and Mario jumps on Bowser's head in order to, catch up with the Odyssey. And that is the last canonical point, in my opinion. It's the latest mainline Mario game. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not counting anything other than these games on the list. And that game came out almost 3 years ago at this point. Anyway, that's where the story ends off for now. That's a cool ending in my opinion. I know these games can get formulaic and repetitive, but I feel like it was a cool ending. Maybe it was a bit rushed, the game, but as a whole, looking at these, they don't all go in release order, but I think that it's a pretty cool story. Like, including my headcanon as like the actual events, that'd be cool. But that'd just make a cool story.
What we do here is go
I don't know if Nintendo actually wanted to be consistent, because I know that a lot of the designs change and also are just inconsistent for no reason. They go back and forth. But Mario Odyssey being the ending, at least for the time being, like I said, that's cool. I have left out some things. I'm gonna have a couple last points to make. I left out Yoshi's New Island because that could just be an alternate sequel to Yoshi's Island. And also the fact that there's a floating egg island, I don't think that belongs. I think it's a cool game. I haven't played it, but it looks cool enough. But I like Yoshi's Island DS more because it adds more to the lore. And Yoshi's New Island just doesn't seem like it fits in very well. And then an entire trilogy of Yoshi's Island. I don't know if that's needed. I think that was a cool ending with the Star Children and Baby Yoshi, and that could have just been the end. And before the time jump, which I would put Mario Bros. I'm trying to think of other things. Oh yeah, so other games I left out. I already said the Lost Levels. I left out Super Mario Land and Super Mario Land 2 because that just gets too confusing. Also, it's black and white, and just I like the character of Davy, and I like Wario. And personally, I would say that the first 4 Wario Land games take place during Super Mario Bros. Through Super Mario World. That's easy enough because after Mario World, that's 64 DS, and then Wario's there. So, makes sense enough. Wario World, either during Luigi's Mansion or Sunshine, because that's the GameCube era, and Wario obviously isn't in those games, so he could just be there. And then some of the WarioWare, Masters of Disguise, Wario Land Shake It, those could just be during New Super Mario Bros. Or Super Princess Peach. And then during the era of like Luigi's Mansion, Darth Moon, and anything after that, those would be the WarioWare titles. Because Wario isn't in the mainline Mario game at all. Except, Super Mario 64, yes, so Wario is there. And I also left out the Donkey Kong games after Donkey Kong 3. So, I'll say that Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3 would be during Mario Bros. 1 and then Mario World. That makes enough sense to me. And then Donkey Kong 64, why not place it during Super Mario 64? Or Super Mario 64 DS, which is on this list. And then, I haven't played a lot of these games, so I put the Donkey Kong series on here just to fill out a timeline for Donkey Kong. Those may or may not be canon. They're probably just, party spin-offs. And then I put Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Donkey Kong King of Swing, and then Donkey Kong Jungle Climber during Super Princess Peach, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and then Mario Galaxy. Why not? There's no real place to put it. And then for Donkey Kong Country Returns, I put it during New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and then I put Tropical Freeze either during Mario Bros. U, 3D World, through Odyssey. It could be anywhere between them. And then, like I said, I left out games. Other games other than Super Mario Land and games with Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. There's 3 of those, which I believe are just, Game Boy versions, which are lower quality retellings of Donkey Kong Country. Makes sense enough, not canon. Doesn't fit in anywhere very well. What else did I leave out? Yeah, I already explained Super Mario Galaxy 2. I didn't put New Super Luigi U because that cannot be a sequel. It doesn't fit in anywhere. It's just a retelling of the events of New Super Mario Bros. U if Mario wasn't there. Pretty simple. I can't remember any other games I left out. Oh, clearly Super Mario 64 because I replaced it with 64 DS. I think that's it for games I left out. Little bits of lore. I already explained the timeline as best as I could. So, there are obviously inconsistencies because of the designs of the Mushroom Kingdom looks like this in one game and it looks different. Peach's Castle looks different. I kind of had gripes with that, but I've gotten over it. I've acknowledged that. That doesn't mean that they're inconsistent stories, it's just that the game developers had different designs, and that's fine. Super Mario Odyssey has the tail tree, which I thought was really cool as a nod to Super Mario 3D Land, and it does make everything, it makes it at least consistent with that, as well as the castle being consistent enough with 64 and Galaxy, even though it doesn't entirely match up with the town that was by Peach's Castle and Galaxy, and then obviously there's hills around in 64 and there's not, Odyssey, but those are just the design layouts, and I think it's good enough that they included these things, because at least some things stay consistent, which makes the story fun. It's a game, they change the graphics, they update things. I understand that it can't entirely be consistent, but from a storytelling standpoint, it doesn't even make a difference. Like small things like the Yoshi's Island games not showing the rest of Dinosaur Land, that's fine. It's just a design. They wanted to have Yoshi's Island be a singular island, so they left out the rest of it. It's fine. It still makes sense. It doesn't concern the rest of Dinosaur Land. I've addressed as much as I could think of at the time because I didn't write down anything. I just had an outline of the games. And I like the story. I think it's pretty cool. Not necessarily poetic, but I like how characters, don't show up and then they return. How characters like Luigi, Peach, and then even Wario have their own side thing. Well, actually, Luigi and Peach's games involve Mario. But Donkey Kong on his own, I like him. I like how he was shown in Yoshi's Island DS, so he's like the same age as Mario. And the characters Mario, Luigi, Peach, Wario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Bowser. It's awesome because Mario, clearly main character. Luigi is not a secondary character, he's right there by his brother, they're twins. Peach, love interest, and also a powerful character, and she's a leader of the kingdom. And then Bowser, antagonist, also possibly, be a good character sometimes, he cares about at least Bowser Jr. and the Piglins. Donkey Kong, he has his entire world to explore, which I'm not entirely familiar with outside of just doing research because I haven't played the game, all of the games. And then, Wario, same for him. So, these are the games I would consider canon. that I talked about. I didn't list the WarioWare specifically games, but why not? And then the Mario and Luigi series, RPG, different developers, different characters and worlds and events that don't influence these games at all. These are the main ones. That's a different universe. I like this. I like this style. It just can't be in the same continuity as this. It doesn't match up. Those are different versions of those characters, and they have their own unique spins on everything. It's cool. Same for Super Mario RPG. That has characters like Geno, Mallow. I'm not that familiar with it, but Smithy, those antagonists. Plus the entire map layout has locations that just doesn't match up with this. That can't be in this continuity. Neither can, what else am I thinking of? Yeah, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Sports. They don't fit here. They don't line up at all. They're tie-ins. That's why they're similar assets. Similar characters that were just introduced would be in the newest Mario Kart or Party. I'm starting to lose my voice. But games like Diddy Kong Racing and also Barrel Blast, they're not canon. I mean, they're still good games. They just can't be within the continuity of these main adventures that these characters are going on. And I think it's cool that these are consistent for the most part, I think, from a storytelling standpoint. Not necessarily all the designs like I already went over. And I just I sound like a broken record, in my own head at least, but I like the way that this story seems to me, because these characters, they can at least grow in a way. I know Mario isn't the most mature game series, or at least for Nintendo, but it is pretty cool in my opinion. Thanks for watching. If I do post this, I just decided to record a really long video on this timeline that I've been thinking about and working on. I can't believe I did this unscripted. I did stutter a couple times, but what can I do? I don't know if anyone's watching this, but I thought this was pretty cool. I don't know if I spent my time wisely, but I'm proud of the timeline I made, so yeah.